Hey guys, this is VQ Powered SER. I'm here in the garage today on this cold March morning. We're going to be working on the passenger side upper motor mount. Just recently I installed the BT lighting kit for the under hood, which as you can see here, 24 LEDs. And when I did that, I had to pull out my coolant line and this secondary fuse box here in the engine bay, and upon that I saw we have a tear in the motor mount over almost 3/4 of the whole motor mount. So we're going to be working on that. I'm going to come over here, we'll go to the toolbox. We've got the new motor mount that's going in. It's from Redline Racing, approximately MSRP of $50 to $60. Now I got in on a group buy here. It's a solid nylon mount. You will get a little bit of noise, vibration, and harshness from it, but overall much better than these OEM mounts. This is a 2005, has 118,000 on it now, and that motor mount is shot, and my lower ones, or the front one's definitely starting to go soon. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Alright, the top cover has been removed. We also have our coolant reservoir over here. Two 10mm bolts right here and right here. Now this is off. Right in here there's a little clasp. You got to push it in a little bit to get this to release down there. So I'm releasing this now. We're getting some space just to be able to work in here. Next thing we can also is loosen this up. Here you can see a little bit of the motor mount off to the right of the bolt. That you can see how it's torn. We'll get a better look at it once I get it out here. Okay, I'm here underneath the car. The one thing I forgot to mention earlier before I started taking some of the stuff off is that you're going to want to put a floor jack underneath your car and jack up at the transmission just slightly. I mean, you're not looking to raise much. You're just going to take some stress off the mount and also hold it in place when the mount is removed to make it easy. Now, I'm lowered on my car here. I've got lowering springs, racing line. So I actually had to run up on some boards to get a little bit more of clearance for my jack here. We also have a grease pit here in my garage that me, my dad, and my grandpa built. So I mean, I have a little bit of an advantage here to get this bottom bolt off the mount that you'll see later. So we're going to jack the motor up just a little bit, just to take off some of the pressure. Then I'll be up top removing the mount. Okay, two 15mm bolts right here. I'm going to pull them off and then we'll move on to the rest of the disassembly. Like I said before, extensions will be your friend during this thing. I went underneath and got the last of the bolts. It was actually the hardest too. You might want to start off with it. It's just underneath here at the tip of my finger. That's the one you have to get from the bottom. It's 15mm. And you'll need a heck of a lot of extensions to get it. I also added a pipe to the end to get a little bit more leverage to break it loose. And that's what we've got as far as extensions right here. It's a whole mess of extensions. I found it easiest to use my filter, my oil filter, as a landmark when I get down there, and then go about 5 inches towards the front of the car from there. I also used the assistance of someone else to help get the socket on the bottom of the nut from the bottom, and that helped out a lot. So we'll continue here with the removal. We're not out of the woods yet. We still got to pull and press the new one in. Okay, the mount's off. I'm going to give you guys a little bit better of a look at it here just to see just how ugly things are looking here. We're going to come into here. Let's make sure the lighting's good. Alright, so here's the mount. You see the crack right here at my finger. Now watch this. Just a little bit of torquing, so I mean, it's not really doing too much. Can't wait to get the new Redline mount in and see how it feels, but we really got to have fun getting this thing out. I've never done it before, so you guys are learning with me too. Getting the motor mount out of the car was the easiest part. Now we're getting into it here, trying to remove the insert, the stock insert. As I showed you earlier, it was damaged, it was torn. I ended up using a hacksaw, put it together, inserted the blade inside of the open hole after I ripped the existing bolt out, and then allowed myself to make a series of cuts. The rubber and part of the metallic part of the insert was removed. This was on the bottom half. So now the job is to get rid of the rest of it. Just trying to be really careful of the stock mount because we have to reuse this and press the other one in. I've been using a screwdriver to chisel here, and we're hopefully once I make a few more chisels here, I'll be able to bang this baby out. Well, using an old screwdriver that I had absolutely no interest in, I abused it and used it as a chisel here. As you can see, I kind of went in between the mount itself and this outer layer and just made a nice several bends here. Here's our mount. This is exactly what we need to be able to slip the new insert into. I remove the outer cuff. Some people say that you can actually use a little bit of dish detergent, but I think this isn't going to be too bad to slip in. It feels pretty nice. So I'll get back in here once we mock it up and make sure we have it mounted right, and then I'll press it in. Alright, I'm back again. Ended up needing a heavy duty drill with a 11/16 bit on it to drill out. It's Sunday here, so no shops are open to available to press this bolt out right here on the stock one. Now the Red Lion insert is different. It's a bolt through. It's not pressed in. You'll have a nut on both sides. Just tighten it up. Here's what it's looking like when it's pressed in. Went in real slick. Certainly a heck of a lot different than trying to get the stock OEM one out. So we've got pretty much everything assembled. I'm going to put my fitting ring on and just bolt everything up. Just do it opposite of what you did to take it off. Can you give it a little rev for me? I don't know, 25, 3. Actually, no movement.